early on, and I think that's a great way to describe it. And I think that's pretty much what Ness is. Lucas has a lot of weird hitboxes, a lot of multi-hitting things. Ness is pretty direct in their approach. So with that in mind, I guess we're going to find out for ourselves here.
I mean, they're both swinging away with their F smash, but Ness kind of hits for contact. Lucas swings for power. How about that?
Sounds right to me. And I mean, it's true too, even in the properties of the PK fires, right? So like Lucas is just kind of is a punch in the face, and Ness is kind of just gets in your face and keeps it there. But
and definitely you don't want to be holding shield against that thing, because that is what, the second strongest back throw in the game.
Yeah, so, I believe so. So gotta look out for that.
It's up there, yeah. So Joe trying to keep that in mind, but getting hit a little bit early on by that Lucas, and again, it can punish you so well. And that Zaire as well to zone you out. The PK Fire is going to get the kill off the side. Rem drawing first blood in this best of 3 clip.
And that's the thing, is both of these characters really mess each other up off stage too. Between the Magnet and the PK, the Thunder as the recovery. There's just so many. This particular matchup, I've seen it before. It does have a tendency to be pretty volatile, one way or the other. So we'll see what happens. Because even right here, Lucas does have the tether, but Joe would have had an opportunity had Rem fired up that PK Thunder just to jump out there and Magnet, and that could have been it, And Lucas could do the same thing, and Lucas has the extension on his Magnet, which debatably makes it a little bit more useful, maybe. In theory that makes sense to me, but again, if you're playing these characters, you probably have a much better idea than I do.
Hang on. Are we hearing Thousand Year Door music, or am I imagining things?
I'm listening hard here. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little quieter on my end, so I can't.
Yeah.
Entirely. I think the song volume's just low. I don't know why.
It sounded like, for some reason, like the horn interlude for Rogueport, and I was like, wait, what in the world? That's okay. Oh my! Zerum across the stage though, Rem. Smack him around with the pink toy snake.
Yeah, with the rope snake, and that's the other thing is Lucas just has stuff like that. There are a lot of gimmicks for this character.
Yeah, gimmicks. Let's put it that way. It's
I mean, what do you call them?
I think what I call them would get me kicked off the cast. So I'm gonna keep that to myself and continue on with this. And this is at least showing advantage for Joe, but it's not like it's not like Rem is being dissuaded from their game plan either.
Dude, they're touching PK Fires a lot.
Yeah, that's is there a reason you phrased it like that?
That's what's happening. That's why.
I mean, yes.
Listen, man. I'm just telling you what's going on the screen.
This part sounds like a part from Thousand Year Door, Rogueport.
It does. It does. I see why you would think that for sure. I don't know what the song is actually.
Someone in a Twitch chat, please tell me.
I'm sure someone 100% knows this, and it's probably like, bro, it's a song. All right, so...
Oh, okay, so it's from Mario Bros. U, but they took that excerpt from Thousand Year Door, so whatever.
That's not at all surprising, especially for that particular Mario game. But yeah, let's see what Rem does to get back here. And this is the thing, I feel like if you could disrupt... Yeah, and he's prepared with the Magnet. I feel like if you're able to disrupt Ness's kind of drift back towards the ledge, that's it. You just Magnet the rest, but you might not even get the chance. Wow.
Joe just trying to pile on damage, but... It's going to be Rem that winds up drawing it up at 1 stock apiece. Great situational awareness, though, from Joe, realizing that the situation called for damage and not necessarily killing. He's going to get the combo with the PK Fires. Right. Yeets the feet right into the chest of Rem, and that is going to be 1-0. Point that Louisville slugger to the sky. Joe calling his shot.
Yeah, man, that was pretty nice looking, and that was a couple times we saw that setup coming out from Joe. Joe really doing a great job with these PK Fires, and yeah, the movement with the Magnet, that's how you do it. Well played, and I think that's the consistency and reliability that maybe you were mentioning earlier, Stu. I think that right there, I don't think Lucas necessarily has something exactly like that. He's got some confirms and some things, but
we've seen them.
Yeah, we've seen them, but like that right there, that particular confirm with the magnet and the movement, like I feel like Ness able to kind of land that a little bit easier than some of Lucas's stuff.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe
it's not like we can't see them. It's just seeing them on Ness is going to be the whole thing, because getting a hold of Ness is far easier said than done, Chris.
Yeah, that's true. He's not a very big body at all. And he is pretty slippery in the air. So just some of those things that would connect on a lot of characters just don't on him. And that's kind of the life of a smaller character in this game. But we'll see. I mean, I feel like REM was plenty in that last game. So, you know, this could look totally different or a lot the same where REM comes out at the end. But in either case, we're getting a lot more of the same from game one.
Yeah, so this is REM. Beautiful drag down there, and is more than content to just kind of let Joe take the ride along with him, because it sets them up perfectly. Lucas, it's not like they lack combos or anything. It's not like they're just looking for single hits. This kid's got a little bit of bite to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we've seen that far too many times. But, yeah, Ness trying to establish the nair for themselves. And, yeah, it's just never – it is quite the time fighting either of these kids, if we're being completely honest. This is just a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is they're a big headache for one another, which is ironic because they're both psychic, so I guess that's what happens. This is...
I like it. I like it. No,
this is a total slog, though. I feel like stock one is really the big deal here, because this is kind of how stock one went in the first game, where it kind of took a while, because we're 3 minutes into this game right now, and this is where we're at, and this is the point where it could go in any direction still, despite the percentages.
Oh, finally connects with the PK Fire, and that is kind of the difference here. If it's going to come down to anything, it might just be straight hit kill power.
Yeah, and I think that's where Lucas has the benefit, right? Because that PK Fire will hit you pretty hard, and it hits you far away, too. Coming back from the stage, whether they're on the stage, whatever the case may be. So that's the kind of thing Lucas has going, and if REM can keep themselves a little clean here for a few more percent, I think that can go a really long way.
You might be onto something there, but at the same time, if you're this Ness, you really do have to try to outspeed this thing. Dash attack is going to do the job. Pretty decently powerful move in of itself, going to provide just enough knockback to get that first stock in.
Yeah, and that's really a good answer for PK Magnet. Like, Ness's dash attack is pretty great, and that Magnet does have a tendency to just kind of linger, so pretty quick punish, and it results in the stock. And here we go, we're seeing both the Magnets coming out, touching those two.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm sorry, Stu.
This is the second time they've touched PK Magnets, like on stream no less. But
I know, dude, I don't know what's good with these characters, man. It's kind of a problem.
I just kind of trust that they know.
Honestly, lack of parenting. Ness's parents just give him a bunch of money. Lucas's parents, you could just, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think that's to blame here. But anyways, F-tilt on the ledge. Pretty good stuff. This could definitely go to a game 3. And again, this is best of 3. Everything is until finals, so this all very much counts at the moment.
Yeah, but again, Joe in a halfway decent position, all things considered. If you have a game to give up, it's perfectly fine. You have a counter pick to deal with, but I mean, taking a stock here would be so good for your morale, and that's you kind of wonder what they're going for in order to look for it. I have not seen them show grab all that much. Yeah,
not a lot of grab. You're absolutely right, which is interesting because both these characters' grabs are pretty fantastic. I think it's really a matter of getting in for Joe. As for REM, I don't know. I just think hasn't really deployed it very much.
I mean, I do like what REM is going for. Yeah, you get a lot off of grab, but it's the fact that you have to commit to it a little bit more than Ness does that perhaps is what's deterring REM from doing so a little bit more often. But then again, it's got them the stock lead, and they are more than okay with getting these kills off these stray PK fires, and gets a little bit of an advantage, realizing that they're landing and saying that it's safe to throw out the snake and get that forward throw. So you're establishing it a little bit. Joe, maybe on the back heel a little bit in game number 2.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, there's going to have to be something Joe pulls out here to get back in it, because this is looking a lot like a game 3 at the moment, and because there's still like a lot of trading going on. Just it's a little bit late for that if you're Joe.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're oh, you're tap dancing on him. Hang on, looking for the PK freeze, but this is you basically have 4 kill throws if you're REM, and I think I'm thinking about using them right now. You just want this game done.
Yeah, just clear it out, get to game 3. Whatever happens there happens. Just get there first. And right there, that was, I think that was a grab, but it wasn't actually. It would have been a good grab, but I understand Rem not wanting to just throw it out there either, because there is definitely the way he clashed with that fire.
Honestly,
yeah, because there
have
is.
You ever kicked fire?
So it looks a lot like that.
Yeah. Oh boy, if I had $1 for every time. But this is all of a sudden, I wouldn't even necessarily say doable. Rem knows that they can just play keep away and
pummel, man, pummel. Just do it. It's a good idea. There we go.
There you go.
Have to. Yeah, it's closing it out. I was getting a little bit stressed out for him, but bring it to game 3, just as we kind of suspected, Stu.
It was not stressed out for Rem, not at that point. I feel like you could have just put that in cruise control and gotten that win, but it did eventually throw out that back air to get the kill, and that's all it takes sometimes. Is you have the kill power on those stray hits. You saw Ness pulling it out just a little bit in that game number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden we're going to a game number 3. You have a counter pick if you're Joe. I can imagine that you might be going back to Battlefield or something like that. I don't know if Triplats is the answer.
I mean, I guess not.
Going for the run back.
Got the dual plats coming out once again. And why not? I don't think the stage was the issue here. I just think it's, I don't know, this looks like a total slog for both of them. And I guess we'll see if this first stock takes forever long to take again. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like both are playing very, very careful neutral. I am very surprised to see the lack of grabs. Now that you mentioned it, it's like, oh, there we go, speak of the devil. But now that you mentioned it, I kind of can't not see it. But I feel like it would be very useful, and I do think that Rem probably could pummel a little bit more. I mean, although if you're getting that much off your grab, maybe it doesn't even matter.
Ooh, trying to read the landing with the F smash. I definitely respect the effort, but at the very least, tell Joe, here's exactly where you don't land. It's right in front of this big old stick. And, PK fire. I respect the effort.
That's it. Right there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's why we've been seeing Joe air dodge basically to ledge every single stock except for that one, and that is why we've been seeing him air dodge. I don't know if maybe he was expecting something else like down smash on the ledge or maybe habit, but either case, Rem was waiting for that, I think, this entire set. Yeah,
but I gotta say, regardless of the amount of quote-unquote action you're seeing in these sets, the fact that these games, in fact, are going on pretty long, all things considered. They touched PK Fires again, 3 games in a row. I know.
You know, I saw it.
I knew you saw it, but I'm going to beat you to it that time. Because you can't be the only one that's wrong with the world. So we're going to continue on. Eventually, Nair is going to kill, and relatively manageable situation for Joe. It's at least interesting to see how these two characters interact with each other. And really, it's just the fact that they throw out so much in pursuit of each other, but also to dictate exactly where they want the other person to go. And that's it's interesting to see how Joe and Rem are kind of making each other's lives a bullet hell, more or less, at this point.
Dude.
Oh, Rem, actually. That's just disrespectful, Rem. Come on, bro.
All right. So, yeah, the thing is, I feel like the longer this is going on, it does seem like Rem's actually feeling a little bit comfortable, but I don't want to count Joe out because Joe's actually had a pretty spectacular bracket so far. taking out some, yeah, I mean, beat Conway, who was pretty solid earlier on. And where else? I'm not clicking back on the bracket, but I have had the opportunity to see Joe play a couple times today, and honestly, the Ness is pretty sharp. So I'm not surprised to see that they're already bringing this back.
I mean, I gotta think that if any one person is loving what they're seeing right now, it's Beast, who is going to get a relatively worn-out opponent in loser semifinals. This is a test for all parties involved. Chris.
Beast already said he'd rather play Joe than Rem, from what I saw in chat.
That's interesting. I mean, I'd be wondering why that is. I'm not gonna say that they're wrong, especially since. They're the ones that are Wi-Fi Warrior ranked and not me. So
yeah, well, the thing is, it seems like it's more nervous about how Rem plays Lucas, more so, from what it seems, because it's, and I guess I could see that. I feel like Rem plays, okay, a good gobble. Definitely take that health. That might actually save him for a little bit. But in either case, yeah, I could see why. I feel like this Rem's Lucas has been pretty patient for the most part. Not really doing anything too crazy, but like, doing the right things when he has to. But speaking of doing the right things, that is Joe actually gonna sneak back in the lead just a little bit, taking that stock right on the ledge.
More than happy to do so, and now this is Rem on their tournament stock. Joe could very well be fulfilling Beast's wish here, and as they await in loser semifinal, it is an arduous task that Rem has before them, is trying to hit this Ness. But again, this is where persistence might just pay off, Chris.
It might. It looks like Joe is getting very familiar with PK Magnet once again, because I was bought him a few extra percent. Ooh. But that back air, or I think it was that forward air, comes out so strong, where it's not really going to matter. So there's plenty of more of that to come potentially. Rem's got to get some damage on first, though.
We're seeing magnets flying no matter what, but this is Rem versus Joe, one stock apiece. Game number 3, a big advantage for Joe as it stands right now, but this Ness is not going down without a fight and is going to look to make this a JV2, almost making it so. Rem surviving. The red light does in fact lie.
Okay.
But what is this that we are going to see?
Dude, I feel like
Rem?
I feel like Rem wanted that PK rocket. I think the stage kind of saved him though, because I feel like Joe would have probably punished him and is going to get that same magnet to back air that he just landed that nearly won him the game, actually winning him the game this time. So that was going to be Joe. Moving on, going to play Beast for 4th place, and that was a set, Stu.
Sure was. I mean, it's never a sprint. It's a marathon, right? I know I've said it. It feels like every single week that I've been on with you, if I'm being completely honest. But it's
true. It's just what it is.
I say it because it's true, and often that's often how cliches boil down. But that's Joe. Moving on, and even though it was a relatively slow set, again, it's one of those wars of attrition that one of them is going to break upon the other. One of them is going to get that last hit that the other one wishes they got. And really, it was Joe pulling away at the very end of game number 3 that wound up making the difference. And again, it just happened to be consistency in the methodology of their offense.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's exactly it. And that was what you said from the beginning, Stu. You said consistency, and that's literally what we just saw. So, Ness Lucas looking pretty good. Well, so I got to tell you, on the matchup, I still sort of feel a little torn. And again, this is coming from someone who plays neither character, so take it with a grain of salt.